It's a long paragraph, but remember, we're going to try to dumb it down to really understand the transition. So let's see what we can pull out of here. And I'm going to skip some of these kind of names here. In 2019, this researcher and this other food historian prepared a stew from a 4,000-year-old recipe found on a Mesopotamian clay tablet. When they tasted the dish, which has this name, they found that it had a mild taste and inspired a sense of calm. The researchers, knowing that dishes were sometimes named after their intended effects, theorized that the dish's name, unwinding, referred to its function, to help ancient diners relax. Okay, so let's dumb it down, right? They found this dish that is called unwinding, and they theorized that it was because of how it made people feel. It feels like this thing flows from this thing. Maybe it's a so situation, right? They thought, or they looked, the name, or the dish did the calming, so they probably named the dish after that effect. I don't know. I feel like I may be stretching a little bit, but let's take a look at the choices. Therefore does mean so that's a good sign. Alternately is going to suggest a contrast, right? That, it's saying, here's one idea. Alternately, it could be the second idea. And nevertheless is also a contrast word. So both of these together kind of suggest the idea of a but. And we don't have that, right? It does seem that even if we can't kind of get to the connection ourselves, it doesn't seem like a contrast. It seems like these two ideas are related and kind of reinforcing each other. So B and C both seem wrong. Now, likewise is tempting. I think it's tempting mostly because it sounds really smart. And I think when you don't really know what's going on, your default move is like, let me pick a smart sounding word. But in my experience with the SAT, likewise is almost never right. It's an answer choice in a lot of questions, and it's just like consistently wrong. Mostly because it has a very specific meaning. It needs to be that we are taking two things and saying how those things are similar, right? Likewise, it has to be alike. So this isn't two separate things, right? This is the same thing. The dish is what we're talking about in both sentences and the name of the dish. So it's not two different dishes, it's just the one. So this, again, it doesn't match, but even if you were confused and you had to choose between A and D, I'm telling you, D is a bad bet. The word likewise is just not a good choice, and I could be wrong occasionally. Like if you just avoided it in all situations, maybe eventually it will be the right answer. But if you're confused and you need to just get nudged in the right direction, avoid that word and you're going to get it right. So therefore is the correct idea here. We are saying that this dish had an effect. Therefore, the researchers think that the dish was named after the effect. It's just, one thing follows from another, and therefore is a word that lets us do that.